everybody, I am making a video today on gel plates. So I'm using my gel presses to make some hopefully great pictures and designs and whatnot on our paper. We had a problem before on my project I made, and I'm sure maybe you've seen that video. If not, it's listed under my gel plate. So go check that out. The technique was there. My paper wasn't working for me, but I'm going to try it again because you know what? With bad there's always good, and with good there's always bad, right? So we're going to try this again and see how it goes. So my first things first, I am going to be using the Paper Artsy Fresco Finish paints again. My next one I'm going to do is going to be with the oxides because I really like the oxides. I find the oxides, Tim Holtz's Distress Oxides, considerably easier to use than paint myself, but we're going to give this a go. And remember, when you're using your gel plate, you always have to think backwards. So your bottom layer has to be the first one you do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using two different gel plates. This little one here is going to be where I spread my paint, and this one will be where I do my designs. So I am going to give it a little shake, and I'm using slate. Just give it a little roll here, and I'm going to use my smaller one. I'm going to put it just in some of the areas. And you're probably thinking, if you're new to gel plating, why the heck are you not putting it all over? And that is a good question, but this is just where I'd like to put my ink. I don't want this color everywhere. I want to have some focal spots. And with this one being darker, I kind of want it more in the corners. So I'm going to do that in the corners. And hopefully this works and you can see what I'm talking about. Also, you're probably wondering why my plate is dirty. And it's great to have a dirty plate because you get all the variable layers that you've had from over time. You can wash them, and I do from time to time, or condition it with the conditioner you can buy. But I don't wash it all the time. I like to have some layers. Layers are fun, layers are good. And that's what we're trying to create, right? So you never know what you're going to pull from your gel plate. So next color I'm going to use, I'm picking a whole bunch of different colors just to see what we get. I picked some colors that are kind of speaking to me today. It's a very cool day here today. So I'm picking some kind of cool colors. This one is called Spring, and you don't normally think of cool when you think of spring, but this is a kind of a cooler shade, I think, of green. And for those of you who don't know how the Paper Artsy paints work, I'll show you while I'm doing this. It's very cool. It shows the opacity on all of the paint. So like this one, you can see the little lines coming through. It almost looks like a pregnancy test, but anyways, you can see that that has a little bit, but not a lot. This has no opacity, so this is like a background color. And then you see something like Inky Pool, which is my favorite. You can see through it. It's a lot thinner. And Concrete, you can see through it as well. So that is a huge help when you're doing something like this, to know exactly where you'll see it on your project. Okay, so we've got the green. And the next color I'm going to use is called Summer Sky. And this has very little opacity, so it's kind of a background color too. I am not going to use this everywhere. I'm going to just use it in certain areas, kind of like I did with the slate. Okay, and the next color I'm going to use is called Surf's Up. I have a lot of the Paper Artsy Fresco Finish chocolate acrylics. They're awesome paints. They also dry really fast. So the need for a heat tool, you really don't need it with these paints. It's a beautiful line of paint from the UK. And if you haven't tried them, I really recommend trying them. Check out your local scrapbook store, or if you don't have any there, go online. There's tons of retailers that sell them, and they're beautiful paints. So they're not expensive either, so I really think you should give them a go. And these lines, those are going to give some character, so that's not a bad thing. The next color I'm going to use is our Inky Pool. And this is a kind of an interesting color. It is a very dark blue, but it's very see-through, and I really like it. It's my favorite color from this line. It's a gorgeous color. See, look at that. It just it kind of lightens things up, gives a lot of color, this has a little bit of warmth to it, I'm not gonna lie. But I absolutely love this color. And I'm not a huge blue lover, but this color, I totally dig it. So we got that. And now I'm going to use concrete. See, there's a little bit of opacity there. So I'm going to use it for our top layer. I'm going to put this directly on. So, because I'm going to use a fair bit of it. So I'm going to need more, not just here. And then I'm going to show you some things that we're going to do with this. Maybe just a little bit more. And I might add, I'm going to just put that on here because I'm going to add another color. It's called Moonlight. It's got a little bit of a very light purpley tone. So I'm going to actually mix those. So it's almost like a cooler shade of white. There are tools you can get for your gel plate, and I will show you some of the ones I have. They're very helpful, but there's also lots of other things you can use that are just around the house, and I will show you that as well. So I will grab those and I'll show you. So I've pulled out my Finnabar, they're from Prima, the texture brushes. This is set 2, and there's different little things on here that you can do. You can make different designs. You can draw. You can do whatever on here. So I'm going to do that to give you an idea of how this works. I am also going to use my Posca pens. So this is a silver Posca, and I'm just going to draw some designs on here. Okay, and I've got a white one. I'm going to put some white on here. That. And I'm going to add one extra layer. This is the Finnabar Art Alchemy's Impasto. It's mint. I'm going to put that as our top layer. And it's okay to put it over top. This is very thick paint. It's not coming out easy. And I just used it the other day, so. There we go. And I'm going to use our brayer. It's got a little bit of a chunk in there. We'll just get rid of the chunk. Okay, and now we're going to put this over top. A little bit, and I'm going to put some more concrete over top. Juicy this thing right up, and we'll see what we get. So you can see some of those layers may be coming off a little bit, but that's okay. We'll see what we get. So there's that. I'm also going to give it a little spritz of water because our paint is fast drying. And I'm going to put our paper down. I am using a 90-pound weight watercolor paper. So we'll see how this one works. I'm just going to move this over here. Give it a lot of love. Push it on down. I found trying to use heavier paper didn't work so well. Computer paper works awesome. I find it works really good with the distressed oxides. Sometimes with paint I have an issue with it, as you've seen in the one video. But we are going to try this one because I tried a 140-pound and this is 90. So we'll see how this works, because it's always good to try and see what you like, right? So now we're going to pull. And it turned out pretty cool. I like this. So this is what your gel plate will probably look at like after. And again, you just keep those layers, right? So see, we've got a lot of our different colors, and for me, I'm going to cut this out and put it in my journal, but I'm also going to keep creating on top of it, right? This is just my background. So this is one thing, but this was just to show you how you can put different things throughout using just our brushes, right? Just using brushes. But like I said before, and in my previous video, if you would have watched, you can use things just like little things you have at home, like these to make circles, pill bottles, feathers, you know, tons of different things just to give it a design and a look and a feel, and to give it some depth and dimension. And I will be going through that in future videos and showing you tons more. My next video will be more of the oxides, and I know I've shown that in the previous. Oxides are, to me, pretty much foolproof. You can't wreck an oxide ink, so you just have to be careful that you don't mix your colors, but we will go into that further later. So this is with the Paper Artsy Fresco Finish paints. I will try with different acrylics as well down the road, but this will give you some kind of an idea. We will try a whole bunch of different other colors, some brights, some heritage type colors. We will be doing it all. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button. Check out my Instagram, my Facebook, and check out my blog. There's tons more coming, and I'd love to have your comments and feedback and let me know what you'd like to see. Anyways, have a great day, and thanks for watching.